Okay, this thing is a 1994, I'm pretty sure, at least judging by the numbers that I'm finding on it, Troy-Bilt 33-inch mulching deck mower with an 8.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton on it. The problem that I can see now, this was a garbage pick, by the way, and here is the sign that was on it. It says that it's free, great engine, needs some repair. So this is exactly how I found it. I haven't done anything to it. The only thing I've done so far is I've tried to pull to start, and here's what it does when you try to pull start it. Does nothing at all. There is a clutch mechanism inside of here that I'm pretty sure the ball bearings, the little ball clutch bearings, are getting stuck in the wrong spot, and they're not catching the way that they should, if they're even in it at all. So I don't even know. But I did go ahead and order a new clutch bearing for this thing, a new clutch, or starter clutch, I guess you would call it. So we may see about replacing that or repairing the one that's in it. Don't know yet. The model on this engine is a 196702 type 014201. It's got a code of, it begins with 94, so this is a 1994. Looks great for a 94. It definitely was kept inside, and looks like it was well maintained for the most part, with the exception of that not being able to start. I did check the fuel that was in. I haven't checked the oil yet, but I did look at the fuel, and the fuel smells good. It doesn't smell like old fuel. It looks clear. I can see down to the bottom of it. So I think the fuel in it is probably good and was just put in there this year, I would imagine. Man, the oil, again, I've done nothing to it. It's right at the fuel line. I can see through it. It's not overly black. It probably could still stand to be changed, possibly, but it looks pretty good from what I can see. So I'm looking for this thing to probably be a runner. Heck, the tires aren't even flat on this. I remarked about that when I first grabbed it off the curb. Tires are not flat. These front tires, which do tear up quite often, you have to replace these fairly often, don't appear to have any issues. They roll freely. I mean, the whole thing looks like it's in pretty good shape. There's a bent nail here for instead of a cotter pin on this side, so they have at least had this side off at some point in the past. You know, there's some belts under here that drive the deck, so you know, we'll check those out before we run it too much. But first things first, it looks like the there's a fuel shutoff valve here, so that's good, but it's in the on position, so you know, who knows what's going on with the carb or whatever, but we definitely have this to contend with first. So first things first, let's probably get this shroud off of here and see what's going on with this starter clutch. Okay, this has to come off too for this little oil stem. Is that a... comes out. Okay. Now, this clutch right here is the part that I'm pretty confident is the issue. It's just spinning freely. So we got to get that off of there. All right, that piece is off. So we've got to get this thing off of here. It should just unscrew, and we've got to get something to hold the flywheel while we unscrew it. Any kind of bar will do. Actually, I had a long screwdriver, might be better. This is pretty much perfect for that. All right, we just gave that some taps and it's turning around, but we want to look in here actually and see what's going on with these balls. Well, I think the bearings were up on top of, I think they were up here. They got caught up here because this maybe wasn't pushed down all the way or something. But now they're down there. If we were to try to turn it over now, it would actually work, because the ball bearings have fallen down in there. It's not wet. There, that one, see, that one jumped. A bunch of white lithium grease. So it looks like maybe they have messed with this thing before. Maybe greased it recently. That could also be a mixture of water. It's what it feels like. So like mainly water. Let's go ahead and get this thing off of here. We'll just unscrew it. Try not to lose any of these ball bearings. All right. Get those down here where the ball bearings can't go away. All right, I want to clean this out. Yeah, some of that was definitely grease, but it also felt like I said some of it was also water. Screw this back on there. All right. Let's give this a little bit of lube. That's what this little hole up here on top is for. Actually, is to get grease and oil and stuff down in there. But I'm gonna pretty much just kind of fill up this little cavity, and we'll drop a ball in each one of these gaps. And this is the way it's supposed to behave. The balls are supposed to go out like this whenever you go the wrong way, and then they will fall into place, and one or more of them will catch somewhere along the line, so it will spin. It obviously was not doing that, possibly because these balls were getting trapped up here above it. Pretty sure that's what was happening. They were getting trapped above it, but I don't know how that could have happened. Unless there's just too much space there. Could be that there was just too much space up there, and that may be the case if maybe there was another spacer washer that was supposed to be down low, but beneath this piece. But I don't know. You know what I mean? If there was another washer that was supposed to be below this and it's missing, that might account for that. But otherwise, we'll put this thing back on. It's working now. It's working now, for at least for the moment. So let's get this back on here. Tap it down. I think that was part of the problem. That was not all the way down. I think somebody just sat it on there and didn't realize you needed to tap it. But it's tapped all the way down now. So, and we're checking it still works. So that it at least should spin now. At least should turn over. Yeah, I'm going to assume this piece right here, this circular piece, was up too high. It was sitting up on top of that collar beneath it, and it was allowing the balls to come up over the top of the cam. Don't want to strip these out, but I don't want them to be loose either. Take it easy on them. It feels like they might try to strip out on me, so I don't want to go that far with it. It's still looking good there. Okay. Now the reason I knew that it was this starter clutch rather than this piece is because you could actually look under here when this was on. You could actually look under here and see this starter clutch turning around. It would just turn around and around and do nothing. So I knew it had to be those balls. And it turns out I ordered the part for nothing because, or at least so far it's looking that way. But I wanted to have it on hand just in case, because I didn't want to be held up on this repair waiting for another part. So I'd be real curious if this is the only problem with this thing. That's going to be ridiculous. At least I was able to get it off the curb and save it from the scrap heap. Well, this thing would have ended up in landfill. They come along every week and get the trash. And there was a washing machine right beside it in the neighbor's yard, and that one was gone when I went back. So this would have been gone too within a matter of hours if I hadn't taken it. I don't know if you guys have priced these things lately, but these are like $1,300 or something if you buy the new version of this walk behind. So it's not a cheap mower. Alright, let's clean that off a little bit so it doesn't get crap all down in there. Again, I don't want to strip that out if I don't have to. Alright, looks good. Okay. Before I go too far with this, I do want to see what the blades look like, because I want to make sure we're not gonna destroy anything when we start this thing up. The blades look fantastic. Look, those are new blades. It hasn't even worn off the those are brand new Stens blades. There's nothing even worn. Look, the cutting edge isn't even worn on these. Okay, that's crazy. Look, that's crazy. The deck isn't even really in bad shape. Man, to be a 94, this thing is clean. Have we got a belt? We've got both belts are on. The timing looks okay. There's a timing belt up here that has teeth, and that has to be correct for the blades to miss each other on the way around, and it looks like they are. The main drive belt also for the deck is intact up there, so that's all looking good. Can you see down in here? See the these are teethed gears here, and this is a blade has notches for timing, so that the blades don't get out of sync, and all of that looks perfect. It all looks perfect. It all looks perfect. Let's see if we can start this thing. I'm gonna be shocked, but somehow not. I presume we need to have this on rabbit to start it, and perhaps this needs to be probably in neutral. That's 4, 3, 2, 1, neutral. And then release the operator presence control to disengage the mower. Okay, so this will engage the blades, and to disengage, you just release that. Okay, is this a clutch? Or that's the brake release? That's what it is. This has an automatic brake, which this is the release for that. This is the presence control. You have to have this down in order to put this to engage the blades. Okay, so I think this crank is for the height adjustment for the blades, I believe. Anything else I'm missing? I think that's it. Let's crank on it. Actually, let's look in the air filter first, just to make sure we're not going to suck up any nasty crap. No, we are not. Nothing there really. A couple of dandelion seeds, that's it. Okay. Alright. Enough dilly-dally. Let's start this thing. All right, those blades obviously are not correct. They hit each other on the way around, so that's probably why they put it to the curb. They thought, I can change the blades, and then they changed the blades and messed it up. Those have to be timed perfectly. So let's pop that deck cover off. There's some screws for this deck cover. We'll pop off of here. And we'll see what's up with the blades now. Let me look at them again. I wonder if I destroyed them. That explains why they're brand new. That would definitely explain why they're brand new blades. See right there? See, they're hitting right there. One of these has to be in this position while this one is fully 90 degrees to that. It's not 90 degrees. They're hitting for that reason right there. And I wonder, I don't think I bent the blades or anything doing that. It's just, this needs to be changed to 90 degrees. So let's go ahead and do that. Shouldn't be hard. I did go ahead and download the full service manual for a very similar model, not for this exact model, but a very similar one that has all the information about this thing. I did that before even looking at it today because I wanted to just kind of get an overview of what I might be looking at. I really don't like going into these just completely cold, especially on something like this where it might be easy for me to break something where I didn't intend to. And also I found the service manual for the engine, for this style of Briggs engine. So I have the complete exploded diagrams for every piece of this machine. Also, I know where to get parts and everything for it, so if I need to get parts, I can. By the way, this is a model number 34044. I don't know if you can see this down here, 34044. And we have a serial number that goes 0204109 after that. Lot number 6. Here's the date of manufacture code, RAMO. I don't know what that means, but like I said, the motor is a 94, so it's either 94 or 95 probably. All right, let's get that cover off of there. Oh, we got more. We got 4 more. It's possible I didn't have to take these out. Those might be just to hold this piece together, so oh well. I might have only had to take these 1/2 inchers, this one and the 2 on the other side out, possibly. Yeah, so much for the manual. There we go. That got it. That got it. Okay. Now what do we got? All right, we got a broken spindle. Look here. See it? See the cracked spindle right there? That's the problem. That's the problem. Our belt doesn't look that great either. This one. See the cracks in the belt here. Those spindles are nice and tight though. That one's not too loose. It's a little loose, but not bad. But that one's cracked. And that would definitely throw off the timing. So, yeah. Yep. Let me see. We got there's another belt here. That one looks pretty good. This one's actually not too bad. Tell you what, let's go ahead and pop this spindle off. I know we're going to need that spindle right there. That's one of the timing spindles. So this one is a 5/8. I might have to get my impact, possibly. Yeah, let me go ahead and fire up the impact. Might as well. There it is, 5/8. Is that it? That's it. There we go. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. It's almost like it wanted to come off of there. Yeah, see, that's completely cracked in half. That spindle right there. That'll do it. Let's see, we got a spacer. So we got that and a spacer on underneath it. And we got this here. Now, boy, see that this thing turned around. That's the problem. See, it's turned around sideways in there. By the look of it, that's exactly what it is. It flipped around sideways and cracked it when it did that. Yeah, this thing is totally sideways. At this point, I could probably just break it off. Now the belt can go on, it can slip off the bottom, right? Probably should have just done that. The belt can slip off the bottom. On this one it can. But like I said, I think I could just break it. It's almost there anyway. It looks like this one is plastic. The other one is metal. This one looks like plastic. So maybe they... Maybe they just got fed up because they couldn't get another spindle that wasn't plastic. See? There we go. There, the belt's off. And that. See there? Completely cracked through, and you know, there's no way I'm going to attempt to repair that. I'm just going to get a new one. See if we can find an actual metal one. That'll also give us a chance to go ahead and check these bearings as well. It's possible maybe one of the bearings went out, and or this bearing might be screwed. If the bearing was screwed, that would explain a lot. No, the bearing seems fine. The bearing here seems fine. Bearing over here, that one seems perfect too. Look at that. It's perfect. That bearing's good. This bearing's good. This is all we need. We just need a timing spindle for this side. So let's get online. We'll see if we can order that. See if we can get it in. There's a timing mark on it, and I wonder how it's supposed to go. This will give me a chance to to check it when we put it on too, make sure that we get this correct, because I mean, we don't want to screw that up again.
Always there. I got a sound bar on the TV, and my son got me. Man, that's sharp.
That's cool,
Oh my gosh! I didn't know it was that damn wide. Blade turning, or do I have to stick my hand in there?
You can stick your hand under there and check it.
I will tell you what, my uncle years
just do
ago,
it off of my property.
I don't blame you.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn this valve off for you,
Brad,
so you don't get any.
Brad, this is Chad. Chad, this is Brad.
Absolutely. Well, I can help you
All right,
get
let's
in there.
try to see if I.
Okay, so as you can see there, I traded that old fella, that lawn boy that I pulled off of the curb, one of them, for this Bose Acoustic Wave 3. This one has the CD player and also the CD changers attached. I would end up giving this to my daughter to replace her other CD player that I got her before. She actually still listens to CDs, so I'm kind of happy about that, and happy to give her a bunch of my CDs, and also to give her this basically for free, in exchange for this off the curb lawnmower. Oh, good girls. Lots of beautiful eggs today. Lots of beautiful eggs. Too many. Should have gotten these out way earlier. Sorry, girl. Sorry, girls. Oh. Come on now. Come on, girl. Hey, look out. I don't want to hurt you. Look out. Look out now, girl. I don't want to hurt you. Did you get another one? Yeah. Another one. There's today's haul. Look at that. Probably a good 40 eggs there. Alright guys, so we're back with this machine and we've gotten the new part in. This is a $150 part. Actually, if you order it from some sources, it is it's even more than that. I actually found the plastic ones too, and you have to be careful because the center spindle is a different shape on some of these models, and some of them have like a toothed design, kind of like an octagonal or dodecahedron kind of thing going on. This is like a more of a double D shape, so you got to be careful with what you order. But this particular one, and I'll put part numbers and all that stuff up on the screen. I'll put screenshots from the manual, by the way, which I have found and downloaded. I'll also put links to that down below so you can find that for yourself. For both the machine and the engine, or at least this particular engine, $150 part. This is way more substantial than the other part, though. This is the same part as this other one here, which is far superior to the one that we had, which was that piece of plastic. Far more substantial of a part. It's not even close. There's no comparison. You can see what happened to this one. It probably, the blade probably hit something, and the center spindle, which starts out like this shape, spun around in here and cracked it in half because there's nothing else it can do. This also has a bottom edge which has no lip on it, so it does make it a little bit easier to get on and off, like if you're replacing it, but this is a far inferior part. You can get these for like, I don't know, 50, 60 bucks, something like that, but there's no way I'm gonna skimp and replace with the same part that broke. Anyway, so first thing we got to do, I need to get something to hold this, to clamp this, because it has to stay clamped. This is actually what the manual suggests to do too when you're doing this to this model. Get a couple of, or just get one. In this case I'm using two because they're small. Anyway, so just zip tie this off. Operator presence control. All right, then you can use this lever here, and when you do, you'll see the brake come off, and it's basically going to get that brake out of the way. There you go, see it? Okay, so now the brake is back out of the way and won't bother us while we're trying to get this all back together. And I would like to repack these bearings, but these bearings are sealed. These are sealed bearings. There is a spacer in here between the upper bearing and the lower bearing. If we were to take this bearing out, you would see there's a spacer sitting in between the upper bearing and the one on the bottom, which is the lower bearing. You can see the bearing move here. It's basically a ball bearing, and this is smooth. It's nice. I don't think there's any problem with that. The spacer behind the spacer, though, you can pack that all with grease, and I would like to repack it, but it looks like it's got plenty in it, and I don't think it's going to be an issue. It has been sitting out, kind of exposed to weather, while I've been waiting on this part to come in and waiting on it to get a time to do this. But I think we're going to be okay with this. But really what I'm concerned with is getting the belt on. This might get fun here, actually, because it's not going to be obvious the best way to do this. I don't know what that's hitting. What is that hitting? What the hell is that hitting? Hang on. Oh, it's hitting right here. Why is it hitting right there? Why is that hitting there? I think it's been dented in right there. It's been dented right here on this lip. So we have to, I'm gonna knock that out. You can see this lip right here is dented. Alright, it's missing it now. Okay, that's better. Okay, well, like I was saying, this belt, this is going to be kind of difficult because we have to get this, it's going to be a dance of sorts, because we have to get the spindle, we have to get the spindle in there from the bottom, so we have to go ahead and do that. And we got to get that spacer in the correct spot. So that'll slide through. There we go. Okay. Okay. Okay, there's some indicator arrows here. Right now, the blade is pointing this way across. So the blade's going like this. And when I put this on here, the arrow is going to be pointing perpendicular to the direction of the blade. So this will have to go on like so. But the thing is, I think I have to have this on when I slide that blade up onto it, because I don't see any other way to do this. They're supposed, some of these models have tensioners on them that you can kind of release. This one does not appear to have it. So I don't know quite what's up with that, but so I'm hoping I can just slide this. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. That actually was way easier than I thought it was going to be. Now I want to make sure that these are perfectly 90 degrees. These cannot hit at all at any point. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. See right there, the timing looks good. I don't think we're going to have any problems with that. And as you can see, they're about as 90 degrees as it gets. You've got one arrow pointing here, which means that the blade is pointing this way. And then this other one, the arrow's pointing here, which means that the blade is pointing this way. The blade will actually point with this D shape this way. So, okay. That's on there. Now I do remember there was a spacer here. This spacer goes here, right? And some of this was for that. This though, this goes like down on here, like so. I think this one probably goes up here on top. In fact, I'm pretty sure it must. I'm not sure why. It's like a locking washer. So, all right. Now what we got to do is we got to fire up the impact again and get that back on there. Okay, so I'm just going to get something here, a rag, old sock, to grab that blade underneath and hold it. And I'm doing that. Last time I did this, I was holding the spindle over here, but that's probably a good way to strip out the geared pieces of your belt, I would imagine. So we're going to do it this way instead. And I think this also has torque specs, if I remember, right here. But we're gonna cinch it down. It'll be fine. That ought to do it. Let's get this blade right here. It's got a tensioner. Put the brake. We'll slide this brake on. Ow. There we go. Yeah, it's not too hard. Not too hard. Okay. Next thing to go would probably be this belt. However, it's not terrible. It's just you can see where it's beginning to crack a little bit from stress, but it's not bad on the age. I mean, actually, it looks half decent. I don't think we're going to have to worry about that for quite some time, most likely. So this should be ready to go, man. I just want to run it for a minute. We might just hit a portion of this backyard. So throttle. Neutral. There's 4, 3, 2, 1. Neutral. It's kind of a little bit of bitch to get into neutral, but it's not too bad. I think that's it. I think we're ready to start her. Ready? Took 2 pulls last time. Oh! Come on, buddy. I can smell the gas going now. turn this. It's on. It's on. Let's go ahead and put it all the way up. Okay, I want you to, I'm backing up so you can hear. To get into reverse, you have to lift that lever and then go down into reverse. Like that. Scalping the yard a little bit. About that. Well, that thing works a treat. I need to get the cover back on it. But other than that, it's done. Wash it off. I'll go ahead and wash it off. Yeah, once again, free from the curb. Can you believe it? Now this is a dangerous piece of machinery, because if you're not used to operating this thing, you want to hold on to this without letting go. And if you can't get it in the right gear in time, you know, and you don't remember, hey man, if something's going wrong, if this thing's backing up and won't stop or something like that, and you've got the blades on, you know, let go of this. Just let go. Maybe don't let go of the entire mower, but you know what I mean. Let go, push it up into neutral or push it forward. You know, it's, you know, it was a bit scary at times there. Also, it was set way too low in the beginning. That's why it was, yeah, this thing was 100% scalp, and I should have known that in the first couple feet, but whoops. But once I set it up, everything looks really nice and level. Hell, the blades were new, so it didn't even need blades sharpened. They're brand new blades. So yeah, it's perfectly okay if your mower can handle going through wet grass, but never leave the caked on wet grass underneath the mower. Otherwise, it'll just rot it out quicker than anything. I've got several mowers in here with rotted out decks that could have been easily prevented if somebody would have just washed it out every time they went over wet grass. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I've enjoyed doing it. This was a really nice one to pull off the curb. I was really stoked with how it came out. Even though it cost me $150 in the end, you know, it was free to begin with off the curb. And these things sell for about $500 on the used market. So, again, that'll do it. We've got some snow blowers and some other stuff coming up, so stay tuned for that. For now, we'll see y'all later.